In our opinion, one of the most cost-effective but very viable solutions for providing a fail-safe of a ShoreTel deployment is to create a distributed voicemail server at the same level as the headquarters server, not a child of that as you might do for a site, but install the DVM at the same level as the headquarters server. Now, in a VMware deployment, which is the way we recommend you do this, for the cost of the hardware, the fact that VMware ESXi is free for download in a small deployment, go ahead and do it, and then you had to buy a Windows 2000 X server anyway. You had to buy the hardware anyway. Just go ahead and install that software on top of the ESXi hypervisor and bring up your headquarters server that way. And what you can do is go in here, in this case, and go ahead and clone that server. It's not a tutorial on cloning. There are plenty of YouTube videos around on that subject. Quite simply, you go into the make sure that you install VMware Tools, by the way. VMware Tools is a very powerful addition to your Windows machine. Once you get that done, you also want to make sure that you've enabled RDP to the server that you're going to copy. But go out here to the host, go to your data stores, and go ahead and browse that data store. Find your server, and basically you just want to copy the virtual machine and the virtual disk. Just copy those two files over into a new folder that you'll add here, right? And when they copy over, then just go ahead and right click on that guy and say add to inventory. And that will get you a clone of the machine. I will caution you that that machine is a true clone. In other words, it's going to have the same MAC address on the NIC card. It's going to have the same computer name. So don't try and bring it up on at the same time that the original machine is here. You know, shut down this machine, bring the other machine up, or change its settings. Some of the settings that you might want to change are the fact that I think the fastest way to do it is to edit settings, go in there and remove the NIC card. Let's just go ahead and remove that and then reinstall it. This will create a new MAC address. There are other ways to do it, but I found that to be the fastest. So now that we've got our second machine, so we've got one now at a different IP address than the headquarters server, but in the same subnet. And what we're going to want to do at this point is install the ShoreTel remote server on it and get it prepared for deployment as a distributed voicemail server. At that point, go ahead and log into your headquarters server, and it's really very simple, but again, very powerful. So we have two sites here. Normally, you install a distributed voicemail server at, notice that this is indented. So this is the parent of this site. ShoreTel servers fail up, they fail across, but they don't fail down. So what you're going to want to do here, where we have a headquarters server, is to go ahead and install a new application server, headquarters DVS. We're going to say add a new site at the headquarters site, right? The headquarters site here in this case is Middle Earth. We could have selected Eridor, but we're going to put this at the same level. And so just go ahead and do that. And at this point, go ahead and give it a name. And make sure that we can ping it. Great. And at that point, we've gone ahead and we've added that. So if you go back to Quick Look now, Quick Look, that it has come green, and we're ready to go. Now we have this server at the same level as the headquarters server. So the second step is that we're going to go to all of our users, and we're going to move those users from the server that they're currently on. I'm going to move all of their voicemail boxes. So down here it says the mailbox server for this user is, and we're going to go ahead and select HQ2. Now you'll have to move all of your users off headquarters and put them on that server. Secondly, you'll have to do the same thing with switches. So you'll go to your platform hardware, you'll go to voice switches, and you're going to take our little SG50 here, and where it says server to manage this switch, you're going to change it from headquarters to HQ2, which is what we named that. So at that point, and by the way, you're not going to do this each user at a time. If you go in here, you can make use of the batch update utility. Go select all of the users and assign them, so forth. You don't have to do it a step at a time. But at the end of the day, where we're going to be is to have a switch in place, a server in place, this headquarters 2 server that now has all the users in headquarters, and all the switches in headquarters are managed here. Should this fail, the headquarters will proxy for those users and manage that switch. So again, very cost effective, very simple, but very powerful. I hope you have found this informative, and I thank you for viewing.